Finding a federal grant shouldn't feel like a never-ending scavenger hunt. You're tired, burnt out. You know, if you spend just a little bit longer, you'll find that diamond in the rough. If you've ever spent hours on Grants.gov only to feel like you're drowning in paperwork and red tape, you're not alone. But what if I told you there's a better way? One that helps you skip the frustration, avoid Grants.gov, and find the right grants in less time. Enter Instrumentl, the solution to your burnout. Even if you're already using Grants.gov successfully, you'll want to hear how this tool can save you hours every single week. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to streamline your grant search, dodge time-wasting dead ends, and actually find funding that fits. So, if you're ready to make grant hunting way easier, stick around. As the grants landscape continues to change, you may find yourself wanting to branch out and try new things. According to a 2024 GrantStation report, a whopping 92% of grant writers applied for private foundation funding. Federal funding is a great way to diversify your offerings, as well as tap into huge funding pools. But for a newbie actually using Grants.gov to find federal grants, it feels like trying to read a treasure map in a language you don't speak. Filters? Confusing. The listings? Overwhelming. The vibe? Not it. Plus, even if you do find something promising, you're often left wondering, is this even a good fit? What are my real chances of winning? Or, am I about to waste weeks applying for something that's a long shot? Finding federal grants can be a detailed and intensive process, requiring significant effort to navigate the system effectively. And time is everything in the grant world. The more time you spend chasing bad fit opportunities, the less time you have to actually write strong proposals. And that's where things get frustrating, fast. And just to make things even more chaotic, federal funding is getting slashed and frozen left and right. Changes happening quickly and unexpectedly. Executive orders and shifting agency priorities have led to a major slowdown in new grants, with many being paused or straight up canceled, often without any official notice. Recently, within the span of just a few weeks, significant policy changes have reshaped how funding will be awarded and distributed. Federal agencies are scrambling to interpret and implement new guidance, meaning if you're still applying the same way that you did last year, you might be making things harder on yourself. For example, many grants now require deeper community engagement and clear impact metrics. Plus, with AI screening applications, your proposal needs to be extra strategic. No fluff, no filler, just straight up value. And with funding cuts in the mix, competition is even fiercer. If you're looking for federal grants, stay sharp, stay flexible, and stay informed, because the rules and the money are changing fast. Okay, I know I've been painting a pretty rough picture of federal grant prospecting, but here's where all that shifts. Instrumentl. I'm not here to sell you some magic solution. I'm just gonna be real about what this platform actually does. It's basically like having a grant research buddy who never sleeps. Instead of you drowning in endless grant listings, Instrumentl does the heavy lifting. It pulls together grants, both federal and foundation, that actually make sense for your specific organization. This is great for those private funding seekers who want to try to branch out a little. No more random guessing, no more scrolling through pages and pages of grants that have nothing to do with your work. Instrumentl finds the opportunities that are actually worth your time. But here's the part that really blew my mind. It's not just about finding grants. This platform is like your personal grant assistant. Want to find grants that actually match your org? Done. Need to collaborate with others without a million logins? Sorted. Looking for an AI tool that helps you write proposals faster without losing your unique voice? They've got that too. Basically, Instrumentl is working in the background, reviewing grant agreements, spotting compliance risks, and giving you real-time guidance on your proposals. It's like having a grant research assistant, compliance officer, and writing coach all rolled into one. But in order for me to properly demonstrate how amazing Instrumentl is, let's quickly remind ourselves how to find grants on Grants.gov. All right. We're logged into Grants.gov. Let's type in education grants, click search, and wow, that's a lot of grants to sift through. Great. There are filters and options for funding amount, eligibility, dates, but none of it's really helpful unless I have all the info up front, which I usually only have some of that info. After tweaking these filters for what feels like 20 minutes, I get a somewhat relevant result. Or do I? Okay, so I found a grant that looks okay. Maybe? But there's a 20-page PDF I have to read. Why is this so long? I scroll through it, trying to decode the legal jargon like I'm reading a textbook in another language. I try to match the grant to my needs, but the search engine is giving me too much to filter through in a reasonable amount of time. Every time I think I'm close, I end up further away than I started. After a solid hour of clicking, filtering, reading, and crying internally, I finally have a list of grants that might be the right fit. But am I confident? Nah, not really. I'm just exhausted and ready for a nap at this point. Now let's see how Instrumentl can save you time, frustration, and stress. Inside Instrumentl, I'll set up my project by entering key details like my mission, focus areas, and funding needs. This helps Instrumentl filter out irrelevant grants, and it'll show me only the ones that align with my goals. Remember to be specific. The more details you provide, the better your matches will be. Instrumentl pulls in federal grants from resources like Grants.gov and the NSF, but instead of dumping a giant list on you, it categorizes them based on eligibility, deadlines, and funder fit. This means I can instantly see which grants are actually worth my time. No more sifting through pages of opportunities that aren't even relevant. One of the best parts? Instrumentl provides key details up front, something you won't get on Grants.gov alone. Info like historical funding trends, past recipients, and typical award sizes are all shown instantly, versus having to clumsily find all of this on Grants.gov. This helps you gauge competitiveness and decide whether a grant is truly worth pursuing before you invest hours into writing. Once you find a promising grant, Instrumentl helps you stay organized with built-in deadline reminders, task tracking, and collaboration tools. No more scrambling last minute, everything you need is in one place, so you never miss an important deadline again. This isn't just theory. Real grant writers and nonprofits are using Instrumentl to find and win federal grants faster than ever before. For example, let's look at Tucker's House, a nonprofit in Georgia helping families with children with disabilities. They used to rely on local organizations and a general nonprofit center for funding, but the search was time-consuming and inefficient. After switching to Instrumentl, they doubled their grant output and saved 15 hours a week with its targeted filters and exact match features. They went from wasting hours on dead ends with no clear results to finding a perfect fit opportunity quickly and ultimately securing funding that made a huge impact on their mission. If you're tired of wasting time on confusing grant searches and want a better way to find federal funding, Instrumentl is the tool for you. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And if you're not totally convinced, why not try it for free? Check out the link in the description to start your free trial and see how Instrumentl can revolutionize your grant strategy. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more grant writing tips. Let me know in the comments what your biggest struggle is when it comes to finding grants. I would love to help. Keep your eyes peeled for our upcoming video on how you can use Instrumentl to manage your grants calendar. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.